Miracles. Alchemy deeds with the elixir. Real spiritual. We will get started shortly. Hey all, hey y'all. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and you are tuned in to Kingdom Things Podcast with me, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am a channel for the divine. I'm actually the biblically prophesied Messiah, the Jewish culture widely awaited Mashiach. I'm going to put my feet up, excuse me, y'all. The Jewish culture widely awaited Mashiach, the Hindu culture prophesied Kalki. I use my spiritual gifts, known as shamanism or psychic abilities, ESP, multidimensionality, mediumship, channeling gifts, to consult or deepen the intimacy with my inner space, or the oneness of all things, or the universes, galaxies, universes, multidimensional realms of divine creation, most commonly termed God, Allah, Hashem, Shekinah, Prime Source, the Most High within our realm of creation, to heal my inner space, heal myself, to come into greater conscious awareness of my limitless potentials, greater conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials, in order to share divine wisdoms, healing wisdoms and frequencies within the podcast. Again, subscribe to the channel, Ashley-Nicole, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. If you're watching on YouTube, follow if you're watching Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips on Spotify to join the Kingdom Things Podcast journey to a greater consciously aware, well-balanced, limitless human culture, planet Earth, galactic being culture, planet Earth, the galaxies of the universes. This is a Kingdom Things podcast transmission that has been recorded live. It'll also be republished for later airing within the Kingdom Things podcast lineup. Weekly, Monday 11 a.m. Monday 11 a.m. 7 a.m. I'm sorry, Monday 11 a.m. airing of Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. This installment, this live transmission will be used part of the lineup for the Monday 7 a.m. Premieres of Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Warning, trigger alert, okay, within Kingdom Things Podcast. Y'all, within Kingdom Things Podcast, we practice. It's a practice. It's a journey, not a race. We practice. I'm looking at my notes on my iPad. Radical self-acceptance. Good morning. Hello, y'all. Radical acceptance. Within Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, we practice radical self-acceptance as well as radical self-accountability. What does this mean? Within Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, we are the new human. We are the biblically prophesied divine human. We are human 2.0. We are Homo Galacticus, which means we remember that we're whole in our monad, in our beingness, which means what? Anything in our reality, principle of correspondence, as below, so above, everything in our reality is only a mirror of the energies in which we are. We practice taking radical self-acceptance and radical self-accountability when it comes to learning about ourselves, our inner scape, learning about our inner scape through our outer scape or our realities. Principle of correspondence, again, as below, so above, everything, universal law of correspondence. As below, so above, everything in my reality is only a mirror of who I am. Sitting with yourself for at least 2 hours a day, which brings us to the Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, call to action. Sit with yourself for at least 2 hours a day, every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, hey self. What is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials? Wait for the answers because they will arrive, they will show. I channeled within the Kingdom Things Podcast installment titled Frequential Patterning Part 1 on the playback premiere, Monday premiere. I'll link Frequential Patterning Part 1 below in the description of this installment. Let me put it in my notes. Frequential Patterning Part 1. I channeled within the Kingdom Things Podcast installment, Frequential Patterning Part 1. There are an infinite number of ways to perceive reality. And there are an infinite number of energies in reality to perceive. What does this mean? Your lingo with the reality. Jacket Wilderness, you can exit. I'm not really reading the comments, but you're not going to come to my platform and project energies to tell me to be quiet. You can exit. Thank you so much. If you're not already gone. Frequential Patterning Part 1. My soul said, hey, Ashley, be an advocate for yourself. So I had to speak up for myself. My soul said, be an advocate for yourself. Believe in who you are. Believe in who your soul tells you you are. Walk and talk the way in which your soul tells you in which you are. Principle of correspondence, as below, so above. There's an energy inside of me that doesn't want me to speak. And I'm aware of this. And what do? I take accountability and I garner the energies and wisdoms, healing frequencies and wisdoms from those dimensions of myself that don't want me to speak. And we're actually going to get deep into this in this transmission. The energies inside of us that don't want us to remember that we're divine. The energies inside of us that don't want us to remember that we're limitless. The energies inside of us that don't want us to remember that we're one with every dimension of divine creation, infinite creation, most commonly termed God, Allah, Hashem, Shekinah, Prime Source, within our dimension of existence. And those energies, we created them through our evolution or our existence. We take radical self-acceptance within Kingdom Things podcast. We take radical self-accountability, introspect and reflect on ourselves, our inner scape, outer scape. We're in a beautiful reality where we get to perceive ourselves through our outer scape. We can perceive our inner scape through our outer scape. Nothing in our reality is detached from us or separate from us. We're one with all things. I'm harkening back to the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Call to action. Sit with yourself for at least 2 hours a day, every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, hey self. What is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials? Wait for the answers because they will come. Frequential patterning part 1. I channel that there are an infinite number of ways to perceive reality from my inner space, from the divine. And there are an infinite number of dimensions, energies, frequencies, and reality to perceive. Meaning your lingo with the universe is most likely unique to you. Nonetheless, validate yourself in your knowings to become more confident in your lingo with yourself or universal forces or all things. To love yourself unconditionally, and to the unfolding, the blossoming into new conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials. We are one. And then owning our individual frequencies to not cut corners or escape self-acceptance, self-accountability, radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability. This transmission, y'all, it's going to get deep. Deep, deep, deep. Because I asked the ancestral forces. This transmission, and then the stars aligned is the name of it. And I was actually supposed to channel Sir Anthony Bourdain a couple months ago. But the universal forces, the soul kept pushing it back, the channeling with Sir Anthony Bourdain, rising in heavenly transcendence. Anthony Bourdain was a part of our conscious awareness of ourselves, a manifestation of our conscious awareness of ourselves, as he had the renowned, award-winning publications, as a renowned, award-winning journalist. One show that I truly enjoyed, No Reservations. You can still watch these shows on Netflix or wherever they're posted. Those seasons are posted, right? Thank you for your presence and your energies and these transmissions. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie to channel Anthony Bourdain because I grew up watching him, and I just perceived his light, his brightness, even in the shadows of our humanism, or in the parts of ourselves that we felt are unworthy. As Anthony Bourdain openly struggled with drug addiction, and other dimensions of humanism. Yeah, I perceive other dimensions of humanism, such as depression, anxiety, to the point where he took his own life, transcended, became into greater conscious awareness of the lesson in which his humanism, his dimensionality as Anthony Bourdain of planet Earth, came into creation to teach creation. Him and creation are one. Me, you, him, and creation are one. I was supposed to channel Anthony Bourdain some time ago. This didn't happen. We're going to channel him today, which I'm super excited about. Channeling Sir Anthony Bourdain. I asked the ancestral forces to be brazen and honest in this dialogue. Because I channeled I channeled, which galactic ancestral forces said this? They said this, it's no, baby, we didn't grow and evolve, it was Arcturians. I'm going to link it below. I transcendentally channel a lot of ancestral forces using my psychic abilities, mediumship, right? To come into greater conscious, for those are just joining, to come into greater conscious awareness of my limitless potentials, to help rise humanity, all of us, into greater conscious awareness of our limitless potentials. Mass spiritual awakening, most commonly termed the second coming of Christ. I channeled the Arcturians because I was asking myself, what is love? And galactic forces came in, Arcturians, Lyrans, as well as Pleiadians, and they help answer this question beautifully. It's the Kingdom Things Podcast installment. I'm going to link it below in the playback. You can also go into the Kingdom Things Podcast installment catalog and type in "What is Love?" It shall come up on YouTube and or Spotify. The Arcturians channel, they were like, we didn't grow to this high conscious awareness embodiment of our wisdom and our limitless potentials by pussyfooting around. We just were who we were. We accepted who we were. We experienced who we were, to grow and evolve to greater conscious awareness of our limitless potentials, and why we showed up the way we show up in any moment, any season of who we are through our evolution. They're like, we didn't get to who we were by pussyfooting around. That's exactly how they said it. So I asked the ancestral forces in this transmission to be brazen and honest and authentic in the way that they communicate with us. You know, it's real cool. It's really beautiful, love and light, sunshine, rainbows, airy fairy. But we are in a dense realm of reality that we co-created through our existence. Everything is not rainbows and airy fairy. We live in a reality with death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. Where we gotta dig radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability to meet the Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips 2033 prophecy. I channeled through my soul space. I shaved it within the podcast. This is ancient prophecy, ancient biblical prophecy, ancient galactic, divine creation, God creation, limitless potential creation, prophecy, resurrected and fulfilled. By the year 2033, we will be a human culture, planet Earth, with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. As death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking, we're all a part of the makings of us, where we are evolving and growing, baby, sometimes pussyfooting, not pussyfooting around, and becoming dimensions of ourselves, and vibrations of ourselves, manifestations of ourselves that resulted in death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. I channel with I'm also a singer-songwriter. My music, Ashley-Nicole Music, is available to stream on YouTube. I do just like I do in the podcast. I heal my inner space, and I channel the healing wisdoms and frequencies within the music. I channeled a song called "You Were Always," Infinite Creation, streaming on the album, on the playlist, on the album Evolution, the EP. If you go into the playlist section within Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube, playlist sections, all 9, 10, 11 of my albums are there here, and you'll see the album Evolution, the EP, and the song "You Were Always Infinite Creation." I was upset. I was disgruntled, and my soul was like, "Hey, everywhere that you show up, it's a dimension of your existence or the makings of you, to become more consciously aware, consciously embody the limitless, well-balanced makings of you, or potentials, limitless potentials." I'm going to sing a bit of it. You Were Always Infinite Creation, Evolution, the EP, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. Sometimes I wanna, and then I remember everything that I feel is to uplift home. Everything that I deal with, I'm never alone. I am who I am, to uplift who I am. Any given moment, any given season, any given reason that I am. I was feeling upset, disgruntled. Whenever I'm feeling upset, disgruntled, I pray. I've learned and grown into practice going into my inner space and asking my soul, "Hey, what am I feeling?" My soul's like, "Ashley, I got angry. I was angry one morning. I do morning and evening walks, and I do powwow sessions." And I was going to actually talk about this Kingdom Things Podcast powwow sessions. When I say powwow sessions, I calm my inner space with ancestral forces, utilizing my extrasensory perception, my mediumship, my shamanism, my ESP, my psychic abilities, channeling abilities. I calm my inner space with my psychic abilities, my connection to all things of the divine, to become more consciously aware of my imbalances, to grow into greater conscious awareness of what the imbalances are supposed to teach me about myself, to grow into greater conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials, conscious awareness of my limitless potentials. I do evening and morning walks where I calm my inner space and I speak to the ancestral forces. And one evening, or it was a morning or evening, I was like, I'm upset. Like the soul's like, what are you feeling? Ancestors were like, what are you feeling? I said, I'm upset. My ancestors said, hey, Ashley, you're more intelligent than this. You're not upset, you're feeling. Ask about what your feelings are supposed to teach you about yourself. With every sentience, for every feeling, there is a sentiment or wisdom or knowledge trying to teach you about yourself. And so you say you're not upset, you're feeling. Ask about your feelings. So I practice asking about my feelings, going into my inner space to be granted remembrance and knowledge and wisdoms in regards to what I'm feeling. So we got the song. The soul said, you are who you are, to uplift who you are. Any given moment, any given season of who you are. It's to grow and evolve who you are, or all things, because we are truly one. So here within Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, we take radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability to become greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials, biblically prophesied perfect human, divine human, galactic human. No death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. How do we get to this 2033 prophecy? Realize radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability. We can't skip, jump, hop around the planet and act as if we're not the energies that create our reality with death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. Radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability, principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in my reality is a mirror of the energies in which I am. Hey, soul, what is this supposed to teach me? I don't like pedophilia. I don't like human trafficking. I don't like sex trafficking. I don't like people going to bed hungry. I don't like people dying. When I know that we're limitless potentials and we can rejuvenate through our molecules, through our conscious awareness that we are limitless. I don't like disease. I don't like poverty. What can I do to help be a light and energy or frequency to alleviate these pains from our culture, to meet the no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, human culture of planet Earth. Radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability. To make massive quantum shifts to our inner space or our energetic embodiments. I ask the ancestral forces to be candid. I'm going to link What is Love, where I channeled Pleiadians, Arcturians, Lyrans. Arcturians said, I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but spoiler alert. Pleiadians were like, we grow and evolve into the Lyrans. It was one of the ancestral forces. They said we grow and evolve into new conscious awareness of who we are. So love is loving ourselves in every dimension of which we are. Radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability. Loving everywhere that we show up to evolve into our new dimensions, our new embodiments of wellness and balance and limitless potentials. I'm going to link this installment below. Within the reposting of this transmission, live transmission again, which will be premiere as a Monday, 7 a.m. Kingdom Things podcast, regularly scheduled publishing of the podcast. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow if you're watching on Spotify to join the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Journey to a healed and balanced human culture, planet Earth. We heal in these transmissions and these podcasts as we are the frequencies of wellness. We speak it, we be it, we are it, we live it, right? Again, 2 hours a day, sit with yourself to come in to greater, ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to do and be and know to come into greater conscious awareness of my limitless potentials? Who did I intend to be on an omnipotent presence level before I incarnated? Let me be this. Let me align with energies and bandwidths of frequencies to grow me, involve me into this, what I intended to be on a limitless potential level before I incarnated. We are channeling ancestral forces. We're going to start with the ancient, modern Egyptian royal families. They will state their names as they speak. I am going to transcendentally channel, so I'll lean back and close my eyes. You're more than welcome to close your eyes as well, to allow any frequencies and energies in which want to present themselves to present themselves. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing our presence within the transmission. We spoke to you before this transmission to reiterate our intentions as beings of divine creation, as we exist in dimensions of reality that are juxtaposed to yours in a way that you cannot perceive us in the way that we are, and we cannot perceive you in the way in which you are, in the way that our dimensionality of existence is part of the space-time paradigm in which we reside. We want you to understand humanity of planet Earth. We do perceive this. Your evolution, your existence is far more, is your evolution, your existence is in a vibrational frequential bandwidth of energy that is more alleviated or higher vibrational frequencies away from the bandwidths of energy of density in which we dwell in as ancient Egyptian ancestral forces. Ancestral forces said, this is Ashley now speaking, the ancestral forces said, this is all we want to say. And I said, can you please divulge? You is very poetic and beautiful, but can you please brass tacks? No more pussyfooting. What do you mean, ancient Egyptian ancestral forces in which we are one with truly? What do you mean? We mean that as we desecrated children, practiced pedophilia within royal Egyptian pantheons, as we had beings in bondage or slaves, as we knew the codes of divine creation, and still we chose self-aggrandizement, and still we chose to align with it wasn't wrong to us. Pedophilia, slavery, self-aggrandizement, royal riches of the royals and peasants eating fish and bread. It wasn't bad to us because this is what we knew. This is how we knew to be. No one contested who we were until we weren't, or we transcended and we understood that we could be more. And even in our transcendence, Ashley, even in our transcendence, our thought patterns, our understandings of who we are carried into our afterlife or our next lifetimes. We perceived it as an afterlife. We truly were coming back or reincarnating to experience the energies in which we perpetuated in our previous life, to finally get fucking tired of the energies in which we perpetuated in our previous lives. This is our afterlife, Egyptian ancestors. Infinite potential ancestors. Our afterlives are facing ourselves once again in a reality like the one we came from, we transcended from, or died away from, or not like it. Like the reality in a way that we're going to be facing the traumas and wounds that we perpetuated, not like it. I might not live plush and royal. I might not have servants, but I am going to experience the pedestry and the famine and the poverty in which I perpetuated as an ancient Egyptian royal. Thank you, Ashley, for pushing us to face ourselves, humanity, divine creation. I got fucking tired of placation, playing nice, or just soothing the ego, showing up to support the paradigms of belief systems in which we hold. Understanding principle of correspondence as below, so above. Everything in our reality is a projection of our energy. I got tired of showing up as how energetically I'm supposed to show up, as to mirror the imbalances, or to mirror the energies we embody. So I chose to push. And before this transmission, I know at this time we are becoming yin-yang balance personified. Or we are merging our left and our right. Or we are becoming the divine limitless human. I channeled the song Mother and Father Devic Kingdom. It's on Epoch, the album, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube, playlist section. Dear surface creatures, life is greener from the inside. Allow your energies to collide, left and right. The surface creatures. I was tired of meeting myself in the middle. I was tired of getting high vibrational divine wisdoms and then looking out into my reality and not seeing it manifested. I was fucking tired of it. I was tired of it. And the ancestors like, hey, Ashley, it takes time. Be patient. You're in a time-space paradigm where reality happens sequentially or a story. But then I can see the progress, but then I can see pushback. Where there's forces and energies that don't want the change, don't like the change. And I know those forces and energies are inside of me. So this transmission, I was like, I want to meet those dimensions of the self. Take radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability, and raise the vibrations of these dimensions of the part of the self. The divine said, hey, Ashley, no more idolatry, no more pedophilia, no more sex trafficking, no more human trafficking, no more poverty, famine, war. I forgot to say no more war. In my reality, my creation. This is not just human beings of planet Earth. This is the galactic creation. Galactic creation being an iota, a divine creation, of limitless potentials. I channel this understanding within the Kingdom Things podcast installment titled The Army. The divine, I channel Archangel Michael, Katumi, Holy Roman Emperor, Leopold, Holy Roman Emperor, and Archangel Michael. The installment is titled The Army. I'm going to link it below. Kingdom Things podcast, reference content within the reposting, Monday, 7 a.m. reposting premiere, which will be probably in a couple months. Because I have other installments that are already ready to be published. So this will go and come up in a couple months, be republished in a couple months. It's titled The Army. Archangel Michael said, yes, pedophilia is horrible, it's horrendous, it's atrocious, it's rancid. And guess what? It gets much worse than galactic creation. It gets much denser, it gets much darker. And what do? We take radical acceptance, radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability to be the wellness, to garner, to meet these dimensions inside of ourselves. Why? Because principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in our reality is only manifestation of the energies in which we are. We take radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability to meet the wisdoms. Why did I become this energy? What was this energy? So why did I become these energies that created these things in reality, in the outer space? What is this? What are these energies supposed to teach me about myself? Garnering the wisdoms to embody the healing frequencies, to uplift and evolve our inner space and outer space into more conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials. I was walking the other day because the soul said, Archangel Michael said, that divine creation said, actually gets much denser, much darker in galactic creation. Even than what you've experienced as a human being on planet Earth, even than what you experienced humanity as human beings on planet Earth. And I've seen a lot of stuff. We got some installments coming in, a few months where it gets darker and denser. Extraterrestrial, alien, interdimensional, multidimensional beings being a part of a multidimensional sex trafficking, human trafficking conglomerate of human beings and other multidimensional beings. I'm channeling the actual beings that had a part in this human trafficking, multidimensional being trafficking, multidimensional operation in 2026, second, third quarter of 2026. I'm actually channeling them. They came to me using my psychic abilities, my connection to all things, because why I take radical self-acceptance, why we take radical self-acceptance. I take radical self-accountability to be the wellness. They came to me, they say, hey, Ashley, we understand God doesn't want this in creation anymore. We'll take our karma. They don't see the divine as God, but that's how it came through to me, so that I understood. They were like, we understand that the divine God doesn't want this. This is how it translated over to me. They were like, we understood that the divine God doesn't want sex trafficking, human trafficking, creation. We'll take our karma. They're like, we don't see karma as bad. We see it as a way to grow up all this. They're like, we're gonna stop. We're gonna take our karma about it. Mesa-Basin alien, the aliens under the Mesa-Basin. I'll tell you the brief synopsis of how it happened. I'll tell it again in an installment coming in a couple of months. I was guided to go to TikTok. The first video that popped up on TikTok was about a group of extraterrestrial forces, beings that lived underneath within the Arizona Mesa-Basin. And ping, multidimensional ESP, psychic abilities, mediumship, the energies came up and said, hey, that's us. They're like, can we talk to you? Can we speak to you? I said, yes. I was just waiting for the wisdoms because I know, and as below, so above, everything my reality, everything that I experience is a dimension of my existence to teach and grow my energy into more conscious awareness, conscious balance, limitless potentials. I'm waiting for the wisdoms. I said, yes, we can speak. They said, that's us. I said, okay. They said, we've been a part of trafficking human beings and other multidimensional beings in a multidimensional conglomerate operation. I said, okay. I was waiting for my soul to kick in and be like, hey, Ashley, this is why you're having this encounter. I was just waiting. And they're like, well, and I could tell my dimensions of myself, in which I'm not so consciously aware of. We would know that as a higher self. I could tell my higher self was also communicating with them in a way that I couldn't perceive it. And I think it's because my psyche wasn't ready for this. I'm being told my psyche wasn't ready for this. My mental capacity wasn't ready for it at the time. So I could tell my higher self was communicating with these beings. And we're becoming the divine human. So we're no longer not being and owning our higher self. We understand we're one with our higher self. We also understand it takes time to acclimate our human to our limitless nature, our divine presence. So I get it. I'm patient. I know my soul's going to give me the conscious awareness of whatever I need at any time. So I just was staying heart-centered, waiting for my soul to give me what I need to know, the need to know. I could tell my higher self was communicating with the beings, interdimensional beings. They're like, yeah, we'll take our karma. We understand that, divine, all of God's creation and universes are uplifting. We're not doing, sex trafficking, human trafficking anymore. We'll take our karma. We'll stop, take our karma. And the Galactic Federation of Light had to chime in. They're like, hold up, y'all were doing what? The Galactic Federation of Light, the Galactic Federation of Light, in which I channel often. You can find many channel transmissions within Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Again, available to stream on YouTube and Spotify. I channel them often. I'm actually an ambassador for the human being of planet Earth within Galactic Council. And this understanding of myself in which my soul has shared with me, in which I own and I embrace radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability. To play my part. Kingdom Things Podcast is a part of my part. Sharing the wisdoms and energies to help uplift humanity, be a resource. As we awaken in the masses, it's happening. I get to be a resource. Galactic Federation of Light chimed in. They said, hold on, y'all were doing what? They're like, we have a peace treaty with y'all. They're like, the alien beings were like, yeah, we were trafficking beings. And then Galactic Federation of Light and the beings under the Arizona Mesa-Basin, they started communicating, multidimensional existence. They started communicating and kind of like, say, hey, Ashley, you better mind your business. We got to talk to them. Talk to them. And they were like, we understand we understand, we're going to stop. They're like, okay. Now I shared this story within a Kingdom Things Podcast installment where I channeled Poseidon, as well as the the Norse gods. It's going to come out, this installment's coming out the 4th week of October. I share the story again and I channel Poseidon as well as the Norse gods. Coming out the 4th week of October. I believe Norse gods. Poseidon for sure, I believe Norse gods. This installment's coming out Monday, the 4th week of October. There's that darkness, baby. Deep, deep, dense dark. I had to tell the story in an installment coming out the 4th week of October because I had to get it off my chest. I had to express. I couldn't just hold that in my inner space. It was like a lot. It was heavy to hold. I don't channel the beings, the alien forces. I don't extraterrestrial multidimensional forces that were a part of this. Arizona Mesa-Basin beings that were part of this interdimensional human trafficking, sex trafficking of human beings and other multidimensional beings. I don't channel them until like the 3rd quarter of October. I know this is intentional for me to grow spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, to be able to hold space for this understanding and take radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability to growing of all these energies into wellness and balance and remedy, and not just be a victim to my own self. Why? Because principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in my reality is only a manifestation of the energies in which I am, whether I perpetrated the energies in this life or 7 lifetimes ago. It's coming back up to show me about who I am, who we are, because we are one energy, truly. So there's that story, deep, dense darkness. I was walking back from the store the other day, and I was powwow session where I calm my inner space with the ancestral forces, using my psychic abilities, mediumship, shamanism. And then death came up, the energy of murder came up. And this one was hard to face. It's difficult to face. Super duper difficult to face. And I was able to perceive it because it's like these energies that take joy out of murder. These vibrations, these frequencies that take joy out of murder. That's why it's perpetuated. And it's hard to face. It's hard to wrap your mind around that being possible. But we know it's possible. Why? Because we have murder in our reality. So I was walking and I saw the energies. I was like, whoa. And the soul, the spirit was like, hey, there are planets where they're murder captive planets. Where it's like the Hunger Games. It's like, the soul just said Hunger Games. It's fine. The planet is like the Hunger Games. Like you, and I was able to perceive it. Like people exist and you live to not try to get murdered. Or not try to murder somebody. You know, you exist. It's like the planet, the whole planet is like the Hunger Games. I said, whoa. Shoot. And I said, self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. Why? Because principle of correspondence. As below, so above. Everything that I perceive. But my inner space or my outer space is a dimension of myself. I said, self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. Radical self-accountability. To wait for the wisdoms as to why this existed. And the soul's like, we'll get into that, Ashley. Baby, we biting off a lot in this transmission. We gonna get into that later, to this later. So I had to kind of push on the energies that didn't want the ancient modern Egyptian royal families to explain like why was we out here? Because we're truly one. Why were we living in a civilization where we perpetuated pedestry, famine, imbalance, where we knew universal codes? The poor didn't have understanding of their existential nature, but the royal Egyptian families did. Why was this okay? And they just channeled. Nobody contested us. So we just thought we were right. And we enjoyed how we lived. It felt good. Brass tacks. Thank you for pushing to uplift all of us. And we've learned that our afterlife, once we were so ready to go, we had all our riches and royal jewels stowed in our tombs for our afterlife. We understand now. Our afterlife is only living in what we call a reincarnation or another lifetime where we're facing all the energies in which we perpetuated and embodied in our previous life. Baby, we're not going to another, baby, and I might not come back to a palace. I might not come back as a royal. I might come back as a child that I molested and be a child that is molested. I might come back as a slave that I enslaved and be someone that is enslaved. Allowing ourselves to take radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability, hearing these things, these understandings of existential nature, existential wisdoms, not to be a victim, not to be in shame. My soul said, hey, Ashley, don't blame, shame, as hard as it is, it's a practice. Practice, not blaming, shaming, resenting, casting, projecting towards anyone. Why? We're all one. Principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in my reality is only a manifestation of the energy in which I am. 2, if we shame, blame, resent, we're condemning ourselves or keeping ourselves in bondage in this low vibrational energy. Instead, ask yourself, hey, soul, feel how you feel. Feel how you feel. Ask yourself, what are these feelings supposed to teach me about myself? And what can I learn about this? What can this teach me about? What can this event that has me triggered and feeling away, what can it teach me about myself? As well as how I'm feeling, what can it teach me about myself? I'm going to sit back. And we're going to channel ancient modern day Atlantis, represented by a Thoth the Atlantean. So Thoth the Atlantean is going to channel, representing ancient modern day Atlantis. So I channel within the podcast 144 part 1, 144 part 2. Me and my divine counterpart, I'm on a twin flame journey. That's been my soul's selection to catalyze it to rapid spiritual awakening in this existence and this dimensionality. I channel that me and my divine counterpart are the leading energy of the 144,000. What does this mean, Ashley? What did your soul teach you that this means? It means we have the duty, the honor to grow into greater conscious awareness of our limitless potentials through radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability, learning about ourselves from our inner space and our outer space to embody and be wisdom, to be vibrations of healing, wellness, to uplift all of humanity into divine remembrance and divine, as well as divine embodiment of our limitless potentials. This is my assignment, our assignment. This is what I was told from my inner space. Now we look back into answer. I'm turning it up. I'm going to feel the way I feel. I'm meeting ancestral forces in other dimensions of creation and reality in which I know we're one. I know we're one. I know we're one. They chose to come into empowerment and to be the one. To where today, if we look into our esoteric studies or our spirituality, we worship different deities and beings, Thothi, Lani, and Tahuti. We put them on pedestals. Why? Because they felt as if they were the one themselves. Whether they met this consciously or unconsciously in their inner space, they felt like they were the one or above. That's why we manifest realities where we worship and we look at these deities as the answer, instead of looking into our inner spaces, our connection to divine creation or limitless potentials, which is our inner spaces as our answer. We're going to channel ancient modern day Atlantis, represented by Thothi Atlantean, Thothi Atlantean representing ancient modern day Atlantis. There's a story of Thothi Atlantean after Atlantis sunk. And why did it sink, Ashley? Because the Atlanteans, we forgot that we were one. The Atlanteans forgot that they're one in all beings and all things. I channeled a song called One. And God, the divine, is like, Ashley, the mandate is for y'all to remember that y'all are one. Y'all have 0 degrees of separation. So much so, I'm going to share this story. I have a neighbor that lives across the pond, across this little lake, lake that was put in the neighborhood in the suburbs. She lives across the pond and she has a little dog, a little Yorkie. And her Yorkie got out the fence. This is how we started having a conversation. I was like, whose dog is this? She's like, oh, that's my dog, Roxy. I was like, oh, hey. She's like, oh, my name is Allie. I was like, whoa. I was like, my name is Ashley. Why did you say, whoa, Ashley? I did a past life regression therapy session on myself where I was told that my past life name was Allie, is Allie. I was like, shit. I got that like spiritual tingles, little heebie-jeebies. I was like, whoa. She's like, yeah, my name is Ashley. I was like, whoa. Whoa. Fast forward. Yesterday is my stepfather's birthday party. And a lady shows up. She's like, oh, you know, I didn't even know. She lives in the same house as as Allie. And I believe they're roommates. I don't officially know, but the soul's like, yeah, they're roommates. She came over. She's like, whoa, you're my cousin. She's like, you're the one with the Yorkies. I said, yes, I'm the one with Yorkies. She's like, I live over there across the pond. She's like, you're my cousin. I said, whoa. She's my stepfather's family. I was like, whoa. And when I perceived that, she's like, God works in amazing ways. I was like, yeah. And she actually FaceTimed Allie. She's like, hey, Allie, look who's here. The lady with the Yorkies. I was like, that's Allie. I was like, whoa, shoot. And then my soul divulged to me, that was your sister in a past life. Allie, that was your sister in a past lifetime. I said, whoa. Because I was wondering why I felt such a strong spiritual connection to her. I was like, oh, it's a past life. Because I thought it was just the Allie, my past life. That's who I was in a past life. That was my name. Spirit's like, no, that was your sister in a past life. I said, whoa. I had a premonition or remembrance. I'm trying to remember why I told this story. I had a remembrance of Thothi Atlantean coming into Egypt after Atlantis sunk. Oh yeah, we're one. Showing how we're all one in the divine. In miraculous ways beyond our synaptical understanding. We're gifted the understandings by our soul space or our connection to all potentials of the divine. Through our heart space, our inner space, prayer and meditation. Sit with yourself at least 2 hours a day. Call to action. Sit with yourself at least 2 hours a day. Ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials? We're all one. After Atlantis sunk, because we forgot, the Atlanteans, we were one, forgot that we were not one. We forgot that we are one. I channeled a song called One. Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. Go to the playlist section. It's on Epoch, the album. We took our pain and made glory. Many people, many stories. We were a test. The ultimate test. Could we remember we are one? The antediluvian civilizations that were wiped out by kind of the high civilization, high conscious awareness, spiritual, emotional, mental, physical civilizations, known as the antediluvian civilizations, in which we're one with, were wiped out by mass cataclysmic weather, storms, and other things, because we forgot that we were one. Or there was disparity consciousness where we saw other in each other rather than our oneness. We focused on our otherness rather than our oneness. We focused on building ourselves in our otherness rather than being inspired to grow and evolve into more oneness, or to be a medicine remedy, to be a resource, a source for wellness, for our wholeness. Rabbi Yeshua, most commonly termed as Jesus Christ, he said to me, Ashley, you should try to be authentic, not different. Though the Atlantean came into Africa, Egypt, after Atlantis sunk, and he came as a god, or he came as magical presence that was more advanced than the magical presence of the Egyptians, in a way that the Egyptians idolized and worshipped the Atlantean, in the way that the Egyptians looked to the Atlantean for answers and guidance rather than their inner spaces, rather than our inner spaces. We came in as God into Egypt as the Atlantean. We are one, where we became an idol to be worshipped and idolized, to be seeked out for answers, rather than sharing, hey, I'm a dimension of all things, and I'm a mirror to you. Was this expressed back then? The soul says no. And I'm like, a part of me wants to say, I don't know. And then I just heard, we wouldn't be here, Ashley, if we say yes. If we taught the oneness of all beings, we wouldn't be here in this dimensionality. Radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability. These are the dimensions of ourselves that want to hold on to the energies of destitution, that creates the dimensions of ourselves and our reality that we don't like, that create the perpetuation of famine, poverty, death, war, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking, disease. These dimensions of ourselves cling on to these energies. Why? Because they're part of the makings of us. When we self-identify, understanding your self-identification is intrinsically woven within the energies of the makings of us, or a principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything that we perceive in our inner space and our outer space is a part of the makings of us. Practicing and embodying, allowing ourselves to be empty, being confident, and the knowing that any part of myself that I'm willing, I'm ready to evolve into something else. The something else in which I evolve into is going to be abundant, well balanced, and greater in the way that I'm going to be more vibrant, well, and balanced in whoever I grow into, as I grow and evolve away from who I thought I was, to become more of who I am, or divine presence, limitless potentials, more conscious awareness of my divine presence, my limitless potentials. Radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability. I'm going to sit back and we're going to channel the Atlantean. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing me in this space to share my story, my take on the story. I was who I was. I am who I am. In a way that I don't have apologies about who I am. In a way that I don't psychoanalyze who I am. I just allow myself to be who I am. Hindsight's 20/20. Foresight is crystal clear. We are being called as divine creation to be our own tutors, our own teachers, to no longer seek to be a shepherd or a stewardess of anything or anyone, with the expectation that anyone or anything in which you're stewarding or shepherding is separate from you. Thank you, Ashley. I don't have too much commentary. We have a lot of ancestral forces to channel, and these energies are breaking off in me. We gotta get through this. We gotta get through this. I'm gonna close my eyes and we're gonna channel Lemuria Mu, ancient, present, modern day, high civilization, spiritual civilization. Ashley, thank you for allowing us in this space to share our depiction of divine creation, where we're headed as divine beings. We know that we are in spaces and places of divine creation in which we can no longer placate ourselves or be other than divine remembrance, stark divine remembrance, using our wit, our insight, our intentions of who we are to be more of who we will be. Ashley's asking us, what does this mean? Lemuria Mu. What you just said, what does it mean? Layman's terms. We can no longer run from our monsters, or the dimensions of ourselves that aren't proper or civil, or display civility or etiquettes that keep our egos in check, or who self-satiate who we believe we are. This is a time of rapid self-accountability, self-acceptance, to grow and evolve into divine potentials with the illusion of finite, divine potentials with the portal of existence, that are the portal of existence that is limitless. We can only be and embody our limitless potentials, our portal that is limitless potentials, if we own our left and our right, our yin and our yang, our up and our down. There are dimensions of ourselves that want to spout expletives or stagnant resistance to the evolution of being more, being seen as our monsters, being perceived as our monsters, and no longer our masks of civility. The mask that we put on when we leave our homes and go to work to a job that we don't like or we do like, but we don't share what we do behind closed doors. We don't share the thoughts that we have, or we don't share even with ourselves the unconscious thoughts that are not conscious, thoughts that are still dark and dense. We are excavating ourselves in a way that we, with ease and grace and universal alignment and divine intention to uplift all things, set the intention to be our highest awareness that we are all things. Thank you, Ashley. We're going to channel Biblical Pantheon, represented by Mother Mary and Saint Joseph, parents of Rabbi Yeshua, Jesus Christ, as well as many dimensions. Thank you, Ashley, for having us. We will speak in a way that will be short and brief, as this transmission is deep. A deep cut of healing, a deep cut of remembrance, a deep cut of upliftment, regeneration for divine forces that we are. Thank you, Ashley. My wife spoke first, and I will speak now. Saint Joseph of biblical proportion, here to demonstrate the willingness to forego who I am, even if that means facing the fact that I am not a saint, but I am the everyday common man, masked as distinguished, when in truth the everyday common man is distinguished, when in truth the everyday common man is not common in any way. As we became the masks of who we believe we were. And instead of understanding that who we believe we are in any moment is a test, as well as a testament to testament of where we've been and who we are to be. Let's say that one more time, Ashley. We became the masks of the energies, calcification of the energies of who we believe we are in any moment, any season. And instead of understanding the masks, the energetic calcification of who we believe we are in any moment is a test as well as a testimony to evolve us into who we are to be. Divine evolution and evolution limitless is truly the identity of the common man, common woman. Never common, but only divine evolution and flow in evolution. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Mother Mary and Saint Joseph, representing the biblical pantheon. I'm going to sit back and we're now going to channel the reptilian beings of Earth and beyond civilizations, and a brief synopsis of my work with the reptilian beings. I'm really healing. We're really healing. So like, Parcel, we don't want to say too much, but I'm going to share, if you're like, what, reptilians? Principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in our reality is a manifestation of the energies in which we are. My soul say, hey, Ashley, how do we become whole? The members that we're one, and we take accountability, and we learn from the different dimensions of the self. Reptilians in some dimensions are like, we used to kick it tough. We were never, some dimensions, we weren't your enemies. We co-created together. Some dimensions, we went to war. We scapegoated reptilians as the evil forces of our humanity. When we are truly the evil forces, or we are what? Principle of correspondence, as below, so above. We're all dimensions. And the parts that we like and we don't, we pick what we like and we'll keep it. Oh, this is me. And what we don't like, we'll throw it at somebody else. And say, oh, they're the ones that are doing this. We project. It's time for radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability, to be the wellness, to grow and evolve our energies into something else. More conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials. Human culture, planet Earth, with no death, no disease, no war, no thermal, but peace, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. And the channel of reptilians of Earth and beyond civilizations. Thank you, Ashley, for having us in the transmission. We are proud to be here. We are proud to be representatives of galactic force, galactic beingness. Although our galactic beingness has not always been sunshine and rainbows, we understand that our evolution as galactic evolution is one evolution that is our evolution, which means we are who we are because of where we've been. And in order to go to where we will be, we have to be who we are and where we've been. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, reptilians of Earth and beyond civilizations. All right, y'all. We're gonna push through this. We got a few more ancestral forces to channel. Channel the Pleiadians. Thank you, Ashley, for having us in the transmission. We are proud to be forefathers and mothers of the human being of planet Earth. We are proud to be seeders of the biology, the energetic embodiment, the evolution that is the human being of planet Earth. We are proud to be mothers and fathers. We are proud to be daughters and sons of humanity of planet Earth. Thank you, Ashley. There's a part of me that just wants to let that be. And then there's a part of me like, no. I would like Pleiadians to answer to the insights that I get from the divine. Galactic creation was a fallen universe. We are a fallen universe, sunken, dark, dense, nefarious things happening. As we would perceive it as nefarious. This part of me wants the Pleiadians to answer to it. Be like, hey, all the channelers say, airy fairy, everything's great. We regenerate. We have med beds. We eat well. We exercise. Okay, why am I getting insights of galactic creation? Is this, and that? And we all need to face it. But every time we get a channeling from Pleiadians, Arcturians, everybody, baby, everything's peachy cream. We will answer, Ashley. Thank you so much. We have imbalances in our generation, in our beingness, in which we have ways or systems set up to course correct or swiftly elevate the imbalances into wellness, practicing radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability. Thank you, Pleiadians. Thank you, Pleiadians. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. You are welcome. Thank you, Pleiadians. Thank you, Pleiadians. Thank you, Pleiadians. Right now, I'm feeling like a lot of energy. A lot of energy. A lot of energy coming through. Like a big release. Like a big roar of energetic release. Because I feel like humanity, we blamed ourselves a lot. And we had a low self-esteem. Like we hated ourselves. And that stems from somewhere. We didn't just wake up feeling like that. Yes, you know, it comes from the choices we made as humans. But it didn't start in the human generation of galactic beings. This came from somewhere. And I feel like if we get the insight of where it came from, instead of perpetually blaming ourselves, but we get the insight and the wisdoms and healing frequencies, and we can forgive ourselves. Let our mental patterns fall into forgiveness. We came from somewhere. We have ancestral galactic forces in which we came from. We didn't wake up like this. We evolved into this. How? Where? Why? Granting the wisdoms to allow our brains to syncopate with forgiveness, self-acceptance, self-accountability, and and also to be able to perceive, okay, our ancestral forces, they used to get down with the get down, and now they are get down with the get down. I mean, they weren't always as balanced and well and high vibrational, and now they have systems where they are balanced and well and high vibrational. It gives us stark inspiration, motivation, insight to what and where we were created to evolve into. Wellness and balance. Galactic divine presence of healing forces. Thank you, Pleiadians. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Arcturian, council of high knowledge and wisdom present on such monumental occasion or such remembrance that we are one, and the illusion of dimensionality or separation through the time-space paradigm is an illusion in which we no longer allow to hold us back from stark healing and digging into the dirt, the soil, the grub worms of our imbalances, the grub worms of our balances, the grub worms of our galactic creation, our ancestry, to become more wise and well in our galactic creation, our ancestry, to become more wise and well to the greater part of divine creation, most commonly termed as God within your realm creation, or most commonly termed as God in simulation glitch, most commonly termed as God within your realm of creation. Our limitless infinite potentials become more one in our limitless potentials by understanding our oneness within our galactic ancestry. Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you. Thank you, Arcturians. Thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Ashley is being guided. We are the Galactic Federation of Light, many races, many beings present. Ashley is being guided to take her earrings out as there will be a stark, energetic transmission of frequencies that might irritate her, the metal in her ear as she channels. We are a collective of beings of light and dark. As we make decisions in which you might perceive as darkness, we make decisions in which are to uplift all. Ashley wants us to divulge. This is all we wanted to say. Ashley wants us to divulge in greater rhetoric, using words in which your humanism can understand without having to scry the energies. When we say we make decisions that you might perceive as darkness, we make decisions and plays and take part in the evolutionary journey in a way that might not be synaptically understanding to your existence at this moment or your understanding of who you are, what reality is, but decisions in which in the long term allows for a trajectory of the evolution of all things in a way that is fit for the evolution of all things. There's an energy within Ashley, in which we all share as galactic creation, that was excited about the perpetuation of imbalances. As we stated, that we make plays and decisions that are of the dark, or what you would perceive as darkness, as these decisions are decisions that might not resonate with your paradigms and understandings of who you believe you are, humanity, at this time. These energies of excitement in which have been spotlighted within Ashley are energies of the sacrificing nature of healers, the wound of the sacrificing nature of healers and messengers, or awakened galactic angelic presence within your humanisms, in which stated that you were a sufferer of your galactic divine presence, in which stated that you were against a world or a matrix that was against your galactic or divine presence, when the truth is you are one with your galactic divine presence. Yes, you are also one with your matrix, meaning the energies in which you are both synonymously your matrix of potentials that weren't in alignment with your galactic divine presence, in a way that your potentials that weren't in alignment with the galactic divine nature were always only supposed to be shaped and shifted and evolved and grown by your galactic divine presence. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Galactic Federation of Light. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I asked for brazen. I asked for brazen. I asked for brazen. We're getting brazen. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And truth, authentic. I said authentic and brazen. Ask ancestral, in my notes, ask ancestral forces, which we are one with, to have authentic and brazen dialogue. We're getting authentic as well as brazen. I'm going to sit back and we're going to close my eyes, and we're going to transcendentally channel Rabbi Yeshua, most commonly termed Jesus Christ. Thank you, Ashley, for your brazen, brave nature, for your bravery, brazen, brave nature. Jesus Christ, Rabbi Yeshua of Nazareth. I was reluctant to tell Ashley that I was a petite man, standing 4 foot ? Meaning I was not even 5 feet tall. Ashley is a tall woman, tall being, standing 5'11". And when I finally divulged this to her, I questioned my own motives behind my reluctancy of revealing my true nature. As when I appeared as apparition form, intentionally within Ashley's extrasensory perception, synaptical perception of reality to her third eye. I presented myself intentionally as a taller being, standing more eye to eye, face to face. And in all actuality, as I revealed to her that I was 4 foot ? Rabbi Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Thank you, Ashley. There's some serious healing going on. with Rabbi Yeshua or Jesus Christ and I, with him sharing this story, this anecdotal story. There's some serious healing going on, revelations. And Rabbi Yeshua and the dimensions of myself are like, hey, share what the healing is. Share it. I said, no. Whenever he's ready, he'll share. He'll come on the podcast. You know, he'll present and share on the podcast. He'll share. He'll share whenever he's ready. Whenever he's ready. We're going to go sit back and we're going to transcendentally channel Moses. Moses. Thank you, Moses, for joining. Thank you, Ashley, for having me. Ooh, how time flies. Wink, wink, and serious nature. It's a wink, nudge, cheeky comment as the understanding that all is one and time and space are relative to the perceiver. Thank you, Einstein, theory of Dr. Professor Einstein, theory of relativity. We don't remember if Albert Einstein was an actual PhD doctor, but Ashley will look and fact check later. Nonetheless, respectfully, thank you, Sir Albert Einstein, for your contribution to human evolution. Time and space. Time and space are relative to the perceiver. But time and space. This is all, Ashley. Thank you. We're going to do a part 3 of And Then the Stars Aligned. This is part 2. We're going to do a part 3. Serious healing with Moses as well. Biblical text. Moses of Genesis. Biblical text. We're going to do some serious healing. We're doing serious healing. And again, he'll share the story whenever he's ready. We're going to do the part 3. And he'll share the healing and the wisdoms from this healing session. Certainly. Thank you, Rabbi Yeshua, most commonly known as Jesus Christ, as well as Moses, as well as Galactic Federation of Light. Thank you so much. As well as Arcturians, Pleiadians, Reptilians, planet Earth and beyond civilizations, as well as the biblical pantheon, as well as the Murray Mu, as well as ancient modern Atlantis, as well as ancient modern Egypt. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to sit back and we're going to channel the Rebbe. The Rebbe. Spiritual leader, Shabbat Jewelry, or the Shabbat Judaism, spiritual leader. He transcended in 1994. I say that to say he's of our era, our gestational cycle of humanism. He wants to say hello and love he'll say it himself, hello and love to Brooklyn, New York City. He's going to say it himself too, as well. He had a mission of spread the wisdoms of loving thy neighbor, or to remember that we're one, or the most simple ideology: treat others the way you want to be treated. Thank you, Rebbe. Thank you, Ashley, for having me present in this transmission, as this is a grand one, grand affair, grand occasion where we're all facing ourselves, you and every ancestral force, you and every human watching this transmission, self-accountability, radical self-accountability. Radical self-acceptance, where we perpetuated the energies in which we protested against. Unconsciously or consciously, we radically accept ourselves. We take radical self-accountability to be the wellness, finally, as divine creation. Evolving into greater conscious awareness and conscious embodiment of our divine creation, our divine faculties, our divine awareness. Thank you, Ashley. the Rebbe, will also, in part 3 of Then the Stars Align, share his perspectives and whatever wisdoms he would like to share from this healing session, and then the Stars Align part 2. It's like we were feeling things. We feel things. And what we feel, just because we believe it feels good, doesn't mean it actually is good. In a way that what we're feeling, the energies that are moving through us, that are giving us the sensations, these sensations, what are they coded with? Where did they come from? Humanity, the energies and sensations that we feel, came from the blind eye that we turn, from the desecration that was happening to us, through our cocoons, or our energetic embodiments, principal correspondence, as below, so above, the energies that we are create our reality. Our energetic embodiments in which we turn a blind eye to in order to create pleasure out of our energetic imbalances. The pleasure wasn't always wholesome. The pleasure, rape, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking, death, disease, war, famine, poverty, is what it created. We protest against these things, these imbalances, with the forgetfulness that we created everything through our own existence, our own energetic embodiment, radical self-acceptance, radical self-accountability to be the alchemy or the remedy or the wellness, going through our inner spaces, asking ourselves, what are these embodiments, dimensions of the self? What did they come into creation to teach me about myself? Wait for the answers, because they will come. We are who we are, to uplift who we are. Any given moment, any given season, any given reason that we are. Sexual gratification and stimulation. Some might argue it's like the best feeling in the world. That's where we're feeling our creator energy, our channel. I'll link the installment below. Our sexual energy is our creator energy. This is where we are channeling, we are feeling our creator energy in a pungent way. Sometimes it's more pungent than others. We're feeling our sexual energy is our creator energy. What is our creator energy? Are the makings of us, our energetic existence, or our cocoons, or the energies in which we incarnated to balance out, to rectify, to grow and evolve into more conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of limitless, well-balanced potentials. And it's really, I face this a lot inside of myself, this understanding. Because we have an excuse not to give up sex, or not to want to let go of the energies of sex. We have an excuse. It's how we procreate. It's how we make more of us. We have sex to make more of us. We have that excuse not to put a magnifying glass on the energy and be willing to let go of the energy of sexual gratification. Just be willing to let go of it. Just willing for it to grow and evolve into something else. More wellness and balance. We had energies that gave the excuse. Oh, this is how we procreate. Sex isn't, it's natural. It's the most natural thing we can do. Letting go of it. Yes, I let go of it. Letting go of the idea of sexual gratification. Letting go of it. To allow it, the energies to teach us about ourselves. To grow and evolve into more wellness and balance. Because what our sexual energy is our creator energy. When we feel sexual gratification, we're feeling our creator energy. Or what? The death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. I bring this up because these are the imbalances that we came here to rectify. Yes, we have plenty of other beautiful things in our reality, but this transmission is to be brazen and authentic and not pussyfoot. And put a magnifying glass on the energies we came to rectify. Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 Prophecy, ancient biblical, indigenous tribes, all around the world, prophecy of the divine human. Homo Galacticus. Age of Aquarius, second coming of Christ, where we are in many other names and terms, and paradigms to share the remembrance that we were always created to awaken and remember that we are the potentials of wellness. And we can shift and shape our energies to our inner space to shift and shape our reality, our existence and our reality to more wellness and balance and limitless potentials. Because we are one with all things. Infinite creation, limitless potentials. Thank you. Thank you. Moses Tahuti the Rebbe. We're going to sit back and we're going to channel Rabbi Yitzchak Schneerson. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley, for having me back on the transmission. You did not introduce me formally, but I am the father-in-law of the Rebbe, as well as I am a honored Kabbalist, Jewish priest, as well as high priest, as well as I am existence. Ashley Humanity. You've done much work, Ashley, through your podcast on healing the energies around the Holocaust. And I was much resistant to the fact, the notion of forgiving the Holocaust, forgiving Hitler, Adolf Hitler. Resistance, I spoke this truth, even in the transmissions where we were to forgive. I said, I'm not ready to forgive the Holocaust. Now understanding that I am Hitler, and the energies that don't want to forgive the Holocaust are the energies that would want to perpetuate the Holocaust. Thank you, Ashley. Ooh, baby. That's powerful. Thank you for sharing, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson. That's really brave and powerful. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, dear one. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Powerful. This inspired me to speak my truth in a different way. I know I'm an energetic army Swiss knife, meaning I can shapeshift energetically to whatever I need to know, whatever being I need to embody or communicate with, I can shape into the energies. That's why when I have the dialogue, I say, thank you, thank you. It's because I'm literally having a symbiotic, I become a symbiotic existence of Ashley-Nicole Phillips as well as Rabbi Yitzchak Schneerson. It's symbiotic energy where we're having a dialogue like it's two people sitting here. But it's really, it just looks like it's me because I'm an energetic army Swiss knife. Or the divine, biblically prophesied divine human, not only for me to be it, but for all humanity to remember that we're one in all things, that we are all things. And not to be ashamed about it, that we're whole. And not calling it crazy to remember that we're whole. My soul was like, hey, actually, we're not demonizing anything. But do you think it's crazier to believe that you have to go somewhere else to be wholeness? When you know the principle of correspondence, as below, so above, everything my reality is one with me? Or do you think it's crazier to know that you're one? And to dip into your inner space and garner wisdoms and wellness and knowledge that you would think it's magical the way you just knew that like this. You think it's magic the way you just knew about some stuff. You probably shouldn't, but people might look at you and have demographic paradigms of who you appear to be. Like, you shouldn't know that knowledge with where you're from, what you look like, your age, your race. Where you shouldn't really know that. Well, how do you know this? Because I dip into my inner space and I'm one with all things, and whatever I need to know, my soul will tell me, and I become consciously aware of whatever I need to know. Because I remember and I embrace and I run into my wholeness, even when it feels scary. Even if thought patterns want to say schizophrenia, because we were programmed to run from our wholeness. And that was a part of a peace treaty to keep humanity dormant, as well as a part of our evolution to remember that we're limitless. And I channeled the Galactic Federation of Light. It was like, we're sorry about the Galactic Federation of Light. It was like, we knew about that. We helped with that. And we're sorry about it. And it's being uplifting the frequencies of the thought patterns that would tell you you're crazy when you reached and breached the walls of old human nature or vibrational frequential patternings of limitation. Whenever you started to remember you're full and whole, you started to be your full wholeness, you would get vibrational frequential patterns that would tell you crazy, schizophrenia. We're sorry about that. It was a part of the evolution and makings of humanity, galactic creation. We're sorry about it. Thank you, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson. We're going to finish off this transmission with channeling Sir Anthony Bourdain, and thank you for bringing your presence here. Appreciate it. Holy. Thank you, Ashley, for having me. I'm in tears as well. You can be calm, Ashley. She perceives me in my superstar light as a journalist traversing the world and producing cinema to share my travels with the world, my insights of my travels with the world. Not understanding that I'm one with the world. So I'm one with you, Ashley. Regardless of what thought patterns that I hold in my energy, regardless of what thought patterns you hold in which you hold in your energy that says that we're separate, and says that I am one in which you should admire or look up to. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony Bourdain. Sir Anthony Bourdain. I perceive an energetic frequency within myself where I was able to pretend like everything was okay. Radical self-acceptance. Spirit said, this is humanity. This whole transmission, these are energies y'all embody, walk around as and is. All of you, every single last one of you. You're able to put on a mask or brave face and be who you want to be instead of who you truly are, to rectify your energy or who you truly are, to evolve your energy to who you want to be or who you were created to be in divine presence, limitless potentials, which will always be more than who you think you could be or who you would want to be. Because our brains can only hold so much. Our synaptical understanding can only hold so much. And my soul said, hey, Ashley, I got galactic ancestral understanding, like, hey, stop scapegoating your neurons and synaptical creation. Because truly your synaptical creation and neurons, they're quantum intelligence. So whatever you need to know, you can come into the knowing of it. Stop thinking that your brains are antiquated equipment. Stop, it's not, it's quantumly equipped just like your neurons and synaptical function faculties. Whatever you need to, the thing is, evolution is a process. Whoever you need to be upgraded into and as to your energetic, emotional, mental, physical embodiment, you will. And due time and evolution, understanding every moment of your existence, you are being upgraded into more conscious awareness of your limitless potentials. You're not boxed. You're not enslaved by your brain. Your brain is not antiquated equipment. You're not enslaved by it. You're just only on a journey to appreciate your growth and your experience. I was able to put on a brave face and act like everything was fine. So said that's all humanity, Ashley. I channeled a song because I faced this in the spirit. And the song is called Energetic Breakthrough. It's on Epoch the album. Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Go to the playlist section, Epoch the album. I was invisible. Checked into game when everyone was invisible. Let me replay that back, because this song, it like looms in my spirit. And I'll be like, I don't know what it means. But the truth is, there's energies inside of me that don't want me to face the fact that I walk around as energies that are supposed to be changed into something else. Those energies want to stay the same. And now I finally got this understanding through this transmission. Because like my brain's like, I don't understand what this song means. I have to sit with it. I said that in transmission before. I was like, I gotta sit with this song because I don't understand what it means. Like I know it's supposed to mean more, but I can't put my finger on it. There's energies inside of me that are the mask, that don't want to be identified or shine light on because they don't want to grow and evolve. They just want to stay complacent. Any given moment, any given season that we are, it's who we are to grow into more conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of who we are. I was invincible. Invisible. I was invisible. Checked into a game where everyone was invincible. I was translucent. Hid behind a mask. It got so bad. We became a mess. It's time for an energetic breakthrough. We became the mask. Thank you, Anthony Bourdain, for healing with me, with humanity. Thank you. I want to thank you, everyone who have joined live and everyone who will be watching this transmission at a later Monday, 7 a.m. airing of Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I'm a channel for the divine, just like you. I'm a Jewish culture, widely weighted Mashiach, Hindu culture, prophesied Kalki, biblically prophesied Messiah, just like you. We are one. Again, subscribe to Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips if you're watching on YouTube. Follow if you're watching on Spotify to join the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Journey to a healed and balanced human culture, planet Earth. Again, I'm also a singer-songwriter. My music, Ashley-Nicole Music, is available to stream for YouTube on YouTube. There's a lot of Ashley-Nicole music. You'll see my profile picture, melanated, big afro. That's me. It's my channel. The Ashley-Nicole that sent you from Kingdom Things podcast. I'm an author. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It's a part of my rapid awakening journey. My soul was like, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Sit down. We're going to channel these books through you to remind you who you are. The first two parts are Asia's story. The first book is Coming Home, the story of Asia. The second book is the story of Asia, I'm Home. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school Manhattan Prep. She goes through a lot of existential crises which help her grow and evolve into greater conscious awareness as well as greater conscious embodiment of her limitless potentials. The third part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is My Other Half. My Other Half is a twin flame, divine counterpart journey back home to God inside. One soul, two bodies, many lifetimes. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together. Every lifetime says that their love can't work. They will co-create a love and a life together, which lifetime under which circumstances. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is available to purchase in the Amazon bookstore. We're doing all digital downloads. It's 3 different separate copies for the 3 stories, $29.97 plus tax for all 3 stories. We're doing paperback copies shipped to your home. The first 2 parts, Asia's story, Coming Home, the story of Asia, followed by the story of Asia, I'm Home. It's in 1 binding. And then the third part, My Other Half, is in the separate bindings of 2 books, 2 bindings, all 3 stories, $29.98 plus tax. The links are specified below within the description of this video. Take you straight to the editions of the book in which you want to purchase, digital or paperback. I'm also a home chef. I intuitively cook whatever the ancestors tell me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish. This is what we put into the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube. We joke, we talk, we kiki, we laugh. We get divine revelations, we heal. We always have a good time. Again, Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream for free on YouTube. We also have Asia's Story, the animated series. Extends from the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel universe. Extends from the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel universe. excuse me, I'm about to wipe my nose. All of the multidimensional experiences in which I have conscious awareness of, I channel these wisdoms, energies, and experiences within the animated series. OCEU Story, the animated series, is available to stream for free on YouTube at this time. Link below in the description of this video. AP Short Stories on YouTube is a YouTube channel. OCEU Story, the animated series, is the animated series content name. OCEU Story, the animated series. I also have a live series. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, do you still want to act? I said, yes. My soul said, follow your inner space. Let's create something. So we got out of the box. It's about what we're all going through. We're awakening to our multidimensional, limitless nature within the dream or illusion of finite. Out of the Box is available to stream Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Go to the playlist section. You'll see Out of the Box. You can stream it for free, along with my 9, 10, 11 albums. I think it's like 11 projects. Hope there's frequencies, energies, melodies, words to help you grow into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of your limitless potentials with wellness and balance, wholeness, fullness. So you can get the full circle moments from your inner space. You can get the divine wisdoms from your inner space. You can supersede the time-space paradigm to grow and evolve the way you intended to grow and evolve on a limitless potential level through channeling energies through your inner space, remembering that you're one with all things. You're not crazy. Do not replace your professional medical advice with anything you experience within Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips or any of my content. But you are not crazy. You are remembering you are whole. Whatever help you feel to reach out and get, do this. And again, do not replace your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear within Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips or any of my content, which brings me to Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. I talked about it plenty of times in this episode. We do powwow sessions over there. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is available to stream for free on YouTube. We calm our inner space with the ancestral forces. Whatever paradigms we need to put a microphone and magnifying glass on. Microphone, hear the energies, imbalances, as well as a magnifying glass, see the energies and imbalances. We do so with the ancestral forces, universal forces. Ancestral universal forces are truly one. To uplift the energies and garner more wisdoms, as well as embodiment of limitless potentials, limitless conscious awareness of our limitless potentials, from healing our imbalances of our human, galactic, and beyond embodiments. Powwow sessions. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is available to stream for free on YouTube, link below. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truth. Give this love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you embody more of your limitless potentials consciously. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Abundant reality. Bench pressing these blessings, miracles.